Hey everybody, welcome to a new video series that I'm calling A Few of My Favorite Things. These are tips and tricks and products that I have learned about and utilized over the years to flip and build houses. They're things that I've kind of learned about the hard way. I've used products that sucked and then figured out which ones didn't suck and held on to them for dear life. And today, it's the very first one, we're going to talk about the air switch. Now, some of you know what an air switch is and some of you don't, so I'll explain. This is used to turn on and turn off a garbage disposal without the risk of electrical shock because it just uses air. It's like a plunger. And it has a hose that goes to a control unit, and you don't have to worry about getting shocked. You know, when you have the electrical outlet on the wall and you wash the dishes or you have your hands in the sink or whatever, and you want to go, press that button, hit that switch, but you're like wiping your hands off or looking for a towel or using your elbow or whatever, and it's just a pain in the butt because you're always wondering in the back of your head, are my hands dry enough? Well, with air switches, you don't have to worry about it because they always are. You could use this thing underwater. I don't recommend it, but you could do that safely because there's just no electrical connection. Now, of course, garbage disposals in general run on electricity, and that's where the control unit comes in. So this plugs into the outlet where your garbage disposal used to plug in, and the garbage disposal plugs into here, and then this hose goes from here to the bottom of the air switch. And when you press this, it just shoots air through the hose and turns the garbage disposal on or off. And it is wonderful because it's super safe and it's kind of an attractive little gizmo to have in your countertop, which is where it winds up being located. This is, in many cases, a do-it-yourself installation. The only time you really don't want to do it yourself is if you have granite or some other expensive, high-end, solid surface that you're not 100% sure you want to drill through. Call a granite guy, say, hey, I just need a hole for an air switch. No big deal. They'll charge you a few bucks. But you may not even need that. Like if you have a hole in your countertop already for one of those built-in soap dispensers that nobody ever uses, this is probably the same diameter. It'll drop right in there. You twist this ring, the counter goes in here, and it tightens up, and you just run the little hose from here to the control unit, and you're in business with your very own air switch. Now, this one in particular is the one I'm recommending. This is what I use in all of my flips. I probably haven't bought quite 100 of them, but I bought a whole bunch. And the reason is that this is solid brass. It's the real thing. This is an ingot or something. This particular one is made by Sink Kingdom, and the link in the description below takes you to that. I am compensated modestly by Amazon. I need to disclose that, so I do appreciate if you buy through that link. But in any case, this is the absolute best one I found. Now you'll see air switches if you look for them at big boxes, Home Depot and Lowe's, but they kind of suck, and I'm going to tell you why. So the garbage disposals you see at Home Depot and Lowe's they're good. They're reputable, good companies. I have a better one I'm going to recommend in a little bit in a different video, but they are good garbage disposals. The air switches they sell, however, are not so good. And the reason is that they're not made out of metal. They're made out of plastic. They're cheap. The package doesn't even weigh anything. And if you want to change colors, like this one comes molded in color. If you want a gold one, you order gold. If you want silver, you order silver. If you want black, you order black. The ones at the big boxes, they have little trim kits. You snap on a black ring or a gold ring or something like that, and they always peel up, and they always break. They're just crap. They really are. I don't know why they sell them. So this is absolutely the way to go. It's a super awesome unit. It's only like $60, and it'll last forever. It'll last as long as your house does. But the funny thing is, the really poor quality ones at Lowe's and Depot, yeah, they're also $60. So go for the good one. I can't recommend it highly enough. On our TV show, every house we did had an air switch. And if you look at the episodes, you'll see, and when we had people walking through, they were always oohing and eyeing, like, what does that little button do? Well, Let me show you. It's a really cool little item, and it belongs in every kitchen, high end or otherwise. So if you want to check it out, they come in a whole bunch of different colors: gold, black, silver, nickel, chrome, whatever. A lot of different finishes. Go to the link in the description below, follow it through, and check it out. You'll be glad you did. Thanks, and I'll see you next video. Oh, by the way, if you feel so moved, go ahead and leave me a like and a subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more pro tips coming up. Thank you.